if you're asking me, like me personally,
Yeah.
I've made this abundantly clear. I want to see Bo. I want to see Bo. That's me. That's me selfishly, as almost with my GM hat on, kind of like I'm not in there in the locker room. Yeah. But when I asked Sean Payton, and this we got to pay attention to this, okay? Because we're not making this stuff up. We're not manufacturing these quotes in these moments. We're just relaying what's happening. So if you're pissed off on the RamosLaw.com text line, I got it. I'd rather just pick Bo Nix and move forward because I thought, as I've told with you made your decision on draft night when you made him the second highest drafted quarterback of all time.
Yeah.
And we're going to see Bo. We all know we're going to see Bo. We're talking about at the start of the season.
We're talking about right now.
So go back to mandatory minicamp. When I asked Sean Payton, I said, is it about a larger vision or is it about picking from a utilitarian standpoint the best quarterback that gives you the chance to beat Seattle? And
that's week 1, y'all.
In his roundabout way, it was beating Seattle.
Yes.
He said, with all due respect to your question about the larger vision, he said it's a year-to-year league, and the first thing that he mentioned was the locker room. Did he not?
He did.
So when you start putting all these quotes together, the fact that Stidham is still running with the ones, y'all, it's going to be August. He's still getting the first reps with the ones.
And he's going to continue to get first reps with the ones.
Is he going to be starting the preseason game with the ones, the first preseason game next weekend? My guess is yes.
Yeah.
So to think that it's insane, I'm not sharing this because I'm painting a picture of how I want it to be. We're relaying some of the facts of how it is, and this is realistic. It's realistic that Jarrett Stidham could start the season for the Broncos.
And it comes down to what we want and what we need. We need to win games. All right. We need somebody out there that all the players are comfortable with to start the season off. And that's why we keep on saying, Zach, hey, we're going to see Bo Nix. But Bo Nix got to go out there and earn it. Take it. Okay, the world today is just give somebody it. Why? Why do we feel like we just have to give somebody something? When is earning something going to come back into play of, hey, whatever you get is because you earned it, man. You worked so hard for it, okay, that you could taste it. That when you go to sleep, you can sleep well saying, I got this because I earned it. Nowadays, everybody just say, oh, you're the first-round quarterback, so here you go. And they're not ready. And that's our issue in today's NFL, is that you're forcing these young men to go out there and play in a grown man's game, and they're not really ready. And the NFL is not for long. Coaches don't have that much time. Okay, they're messing around with these young players at the beginning, and they waste their time at the beginning trying to get these players up to par, and the next coach comes in and does great things with them because they done got calloused.
Well, that's what makes this situation unique is because Sean Payton does have the job security. Now, the pressure's still there. Yeah. We got the promo running. Pressure's different than job security. Job security's there, and he handpicked this guy. So if there was ever a situation to sort of take those lumps, see, you and I see this a little bit differently, and reasonable minds can disagree on this. But I think each side, when you say what you just said, I don't really disagree with anything fundamentally that you said.
Yeah.
But for me, the best organizational plan was if this is not supposed to be a great football team, and the head coach handpicked this guy 12th overall in the draft, I would like to see every rep go to him with the ones and try to get him ready for it's not even to beat Seattle. It's just to play Seattle and go through this rookie year. And you look at it through the player standpoint of this is not the way it works. To quote you from 10 minutes ago, this is not going to be the way that it works. And ultimately, adding up all these clues and the way that Sean Payton answered the question in minicamp, ultimately you may be the one who's right about how they're seeing the dynamics of this training camp and starting the season. You may end up being right about this. I don't love it. I want to see Bo as much as I possibly can. But when you add it all up, the facts, what we're seeing, what we're hearing, you may end up being correct on this.
But I also could be wrong as well because Bo's going to have his time, right? You just got them putting out the camp schedule. There's going to be 5 or 6 or 7 days in a row
Correct.
Where they're not getting any rest.
Yep.
Okay, how consistent can Bo Nix be? Can he be as good as he was day 1 and be as good as he was on day 5 and it looks like it on day 6 and 7 and day 8? Then we're kind of cooking with something. Now we're like, okay, Bo is consistent. But if he's not and Jarrett Stidham is, then we're going to be sitting back in our chair saying, hey, week 1, Jarrett Stidham may be our starting quarterback. And don't let Jarrett Stidham get into a preseason game, do well with the ones, because now you're going to kind of start seeing things come to life.
I want to circle back to that, the preseason games.
Yeah.
And how much do they weigh?
Very important. Very important.
So we'll put a pin in that, and circle back to it. But this is it's interesting. It is. It's absolutely interesting. And man, here's my question: is it pretty even right now with the quarterbacks? And let's keep it to Bo and Stidham, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Or what am I going to tell you to do? View it however you. Is it in general kind of even, or is one guy you think separating himself from the rest?
Right now, it's hard to say one guy is separating themselves from the rest, but I would have to go with Jarrett Stidham as the head man. Okay. But there's times out there where Zach Wilson has looked clean.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that we have to kind of keep an eye on. All right. Even though Bo is going to be the quarterback when he is ready, there is a big possibility that we keep all 3 quarterbacks.
I agree.
Which may help us out in the end. Okay. With how everything went down last year with quarterbacks getting hurt, we need 3 of them on the roster. Okay. And if Zach Wilson ends up being your backup quarterback, okay, I like that. At least we have somebody that has done things before. All right. But right now, Jarrett Stidham is the head man in charge. Bo Nix is a rookie, and he's looking like a rookie at times.
Sure.
And then it's Zach Wilson.
So I agree with you. I agree on the exact order. We see it the exact way. I think that's how they're setting up. If this is totem pole style, I think it's Stidham, it's Bo, and it's Zach, just like how they run with the 1s, 2s, and 3s. But I think it's closer. I think it's close. I think they're all kind of clumped together. But
all 3 of them?
Yes, sure.
Yeah.
Yep, throw them all in there. If all 3 of them are close, who do you go with if not one guy separated himself and all 3 are close? If they're close after 5 days, maybe it's close after 10. Maybe it's close after 15. If that's the case, who do you go with?
You go with Jarrett Stidham, and here's why. Okay, he's comfortable. He's a leader right now in the locker room. All right? You can roll out there with him, try to win a game. Let Bo kind of get his feet wet and seeing how things are ran. Okay, give him more time and see what Jarrett Stidham does with his opportunity. Okay, Jarrett Stidham right now has a lot of confidence, y'all.
Yep.
He really does. And until somebody goes out there and dethrones him from the confidence that he has,
sure,
which that's Bo Nix.
Sure.
And Bo Nix says, you know what? It's time to compete. I'm going to take some chances. I'm going to be a little bit more fiery. All right, I'm going to take command of this huddle. And we start to see it. Then it's like, hey, things are shifting. But right now, you go out there with Jarrett Stidham because he gives you the best chance to win because he's been there, he's done it, he's comfortable in the position that he is in. He understands what Sean wants done. The players seemingly kind of gravitate towards him.
Yep.
And he's one that the players like right now.
They do. That much is clear. That much is clear. And we heard some comments from Mike McGlinchey today, and he was talking glowingly about Bo. And they're all going to say good things. But if you try to parse through what's real, what's not, Stidham does have a little bit more of that. If I could take your gravitational pull, that there is that's real right now. It just is.